It is Monday. It is 1 o'clock. It is time for the Monday message. So excited to be chatting with the team. Guys, let me tell you, this boot camp we did in Dallas on Saturday was insane. It was packed out. The people were excited, and the people are still running on that excitement. Like, I'm still getting text messages from people that were there going, dude, I can't believe I almost didn't come to that boot camp. Dude, I can't believe the training on this. I can't believe what Brandon Manley taught on that. I can't believe what Garrett said here helped me so much. What Nick Greco taught on the phone, that is going to help me book more. Like, this is the kind of feedback I'm continuing to get. That tells you it was a good event. You know what I'm saying? I always like ways that I can take the temperature of the organization. And anybody that's been around knows that, right? I love holidays. I love difficulties, right? Because that tells us where the team's at. Right? If the team just falls flat because of a difficulty or one holiday screws up the whole entire month that's not a great indicator. But when teams perform despite distractions, then the team's doing well. So same thing with boot camps. I look at like what feedback is there coming out of it. And when feedback is continuing to come in and people are going, that was awesome. I'm just telling you that we're going to do more of these. We're going to do more of these. We have so much talent on this team that knows how to teach. I mean, Hutch is going to be going out to, I think, Des Moines to help those guys. We're going to do more of this stuff because we got the talent to teach on this team. And I'm just telling you, more boot camps means more people booking more appointments, more people writing more insurance, everybody moving up, and you getting closer to partner. Well, let's get right into our numbers for the week. I have some great content. I have a guest I definitely want to get to. So let's get to all producers over 1,000 for the week. We'll start with Danny Hoyt, $1,200. Stacy Culbreth, $1,287.60. Seth and Adina Decker, $1,639.57. Madeline Hawthorne, $1,727.24. Cody Poirier, $2,145.96. Sabrina Floyd, $2,188.08. Andre Lee, $2,395.80. Juan Carpenter, $2,400. Jasmine Watson, $2,424.84. Rachel Hatley, $2,469.96. Mimi Ramiro, $2,586. Sam Howard, $2,694.48. Aaron Wilson, $2,720.76. Devon Fitz, $2,839.92. Megan Salamino Bachman, $3,159.60. David Fleming, $3,171.72. Ruth Erdman, $3,227.64. Mike Guerra, $3,406.57. Jeremico Edwards, $3,573. Evan Patzer, $3,834.48. Excuse me. Let's go to the top five. Top five for the week. That was Robin Beal coming out at $4,080.84. David Helgeson, $5,250.60. Mark Hutchison, $7,502.64. Jennifer Midgley, $8,919.60. And I was the number one personal producer last week in submitted production. Top paychecks. Look at the top five paychecks from last week. Nick Greco depositing $4,550.06. Mimi Ramiro depositing $4,566.46. Jeremico Edwards depositing $4,662.66. Mark Hutchison depositing $5,347.32 last week. Mike Guerra, number one paycheck for the week last week. Last week alone, between the Monday deposit, the Wednesday deposit, and the Friday deposit, deposited $11,451.14 last week alone. Way to go, Guerra. This is top month-to-date personal producers. The bar is blocking tell me what the slide is. If you can slide that bar around. I don't know if that's possible or not. But here we go. Top producers month to date for the month of May. This is through last Wednesday. Perfect. Now I can see it. Through last Wednesday. David Fleming in the 10 spot. Devon Fitz coming in 9. Mike Guerra at 8. Patzer at 7. Ryan and Camille Lewis at number 6. Jude Smith at number 5. Aaron Wilson, number 4. Number 3, Andre Lee. Number 2, Jeremico Edwards. And number 1 month to date through last Wednesday would be me. And again, that's issue paid numbers. Year to date issue paid, getting tight at the top. Let's look at this. We got Jennifer Midgley at 10, Mimi Ramiro at 9, Fleming out in front there at 8, Nick Greco edging him out at 7, and then Aaron Wilson coming in at 6, Adam and Cindy Burge at 5, Jeremico Edwards at 4, Mark Hutchison, number 3. And look how tight he just got at the top. Garrett's making moves. The difference between number 1 and number 2 is less than $700. I love it. Let's go, Garrett. Let's go, Hutch. Let's go, Jeremico. Let's go, Burge. Let's go. Let's make this the tightest year at the top with the biggest numbers at the top. Let's get that. I know we got some talent on this team. All right. Recruiting last week, all those with 1 direct fast track. You got Adam and Cindy Burrs, Chelsea Garcia, Melanie Luong, Robert Romo, Annette Noel Inez. The base shop here, Merv Pierre, Rogers and Kim Straughter, and Jeremico Edwards. Mercedes Pena had 2 direct fast tracks last week, leading the pack. Contracts last week, the base shop, Melanie Luong, and Annette Noel Inez, all with 1 direct completed agent contract last week. Family reunion. Let me just talk about it. I'm going to talk about it every single week. Guys, this is going to be an epic event. The numbers in attendance continues to grow at these events. That is the single most accurate predictor of future growth. The people with the most people at these events will have the biggest businesses. That's how Greco and Guerra passed so many people that had been here so much longer, so fast, because they just put more people at the events. It's the single most predictable thing. So if you're going to get obsessed about one thing, join me and get obsessed about how many people we have at Miami, how many people we have at Family Reunion. Let's get obsessed about that. Hey, can you get 2 more? Can you get 3 more? Can you get 5 more? We're still at one of the lower price points. So now is the time to attack this thing. I'm telling you, this event is going to be one of those pivotal events in the calendar. We'll look back and go, that really launched us to another level. I'm just telling you guys, this is to push all your chips to the center. This event, get obsessed like I am. Get obsessed with me about getting more people to the Family Reunion. All right, I think that's it. All right, so first thing I want to do is get my guest on. We got Larry Malik with us from Corebridge, and they have a product. They flew a bunch of us out there. They have a product. They are wanting to make massive moves. They have distinct advantages over over other carriers of ours. And guys, I'll just tell you, Larry is passionate about growing the business with Corebridge, helping you get more business flowing, and the distinct advantages we have with what Corebridge brings to the table. So Larry, I'm going to turn it over to you for a few minutes. I'm going to listen in and talk to us about Corebridge, brother. Help us see maybe what we're missing. Help us see advantages that we've got here, and then let's drive this Corebridge production. There are some really unique things about their product that I like a lot. So Larry, light us up, brother.
Thank you, Steven. Is it? Yeah. Okay. I just realized I got you in my phone as Steven with a V. I'm so sorry about that. I got to put the BH in there. You're right. Sorry about that. You can hear me okay?
In and out. Is that okay? You're good. You're good. That was just in the studio here. I was having a hard time hearing it, but you're good, brother.
Gotcha. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Again, thank you, Steven, and everybody for giving me this time this morning. I have a quick presentation here. Many of you have seen this already, but this will be new for some of you. And I just want to make sure that we all are on the same page, singing off the same sheet of music. So let me get this thing going right now. Okay, you can all see that okay, hopefully. Again, we designed this presentation in January, and it's basically around the agents. Your time is money. Make every client meeting worth your while. So I want to make sure that everybody, maximizes every single meeting that they go to and monetizes every single meeting that they go to. So let's get into it. So AIG Life and Retirement, which you're so familiar with, is now Corebridge Financial. This happened back in September of last year. We went public, and it's been an incredible journey, rebranding a company as well known as AIG The one thing that's great about it is if you didn't know, AIG and American General are two different companies. So, they have the same initials, but American General Life is always going to be the policies that you write. Everything's going to be the same when it comes to what's printed out on the client's policy. It's still going to say American General Life Insurance. So we're a new company, but we're not new in business. We're going to be your largest provider of final expense products out there. We have a valuation of over $15 billion. We have 345 billion under assets under management, 31 billion in premiums and deposits for the last 12 months, and then about 47 billion in claims paid from 2017 to 2021. So your clients can be 100% sure that we will be around in 10 or 15, 20 years when they need us to pay for their claim, if, hopefully farther out than sooner for most of them. And then we have over 8,000 employees worldwide as of last September. So huge company still. And again, you can use the words American General Life all you want, because we're still going to be American General. That's what's going to be written on the policy and on your commission checks as well. So our final expense product is what we're here to talk about. This is launched last year. We made a lot of improvements and tweaks to it since, and we continue to improve upon this product and the platform and the application. Simply Now Legacy, Simply Now being the platform, and then Legacy is the product. It's our simplified issue whole life, and we're going to just dive right in. So what makes it different from other final expense carriers out there? What we did is we have you in mind as the agent. So we know your time is money, so we designed the whole process to make it to give you absolutely every advantage we can think of. And then, we have a lot of control over the process, so we can make changes and things like that going forward. But we wanted our underwriting decisions to be incredibly fast and in just minutes into the application, so you can convert as many leads as possible. So how do we do that? Well, when you start filling out one of our applications, you get an instant decision, and the decision is made very early in the application. So you don't have to wait and fill out, all the client's payment information, the beneficiaries, all that garbage. All you have to do is get your client's information in there and then ask them the underwriting questions. We give you a decision immediately, and then you can make another decision whether you want to continue with us or if you want to pivot to a different carrier. The other great thing that we do here is we actually give you the due to reason. So basically what we're telling you is, why did we make the decision we made? So you're going to have two different options on the Simply Now. You're going to get immediate coverage, which is level coverage. That's called the Simply Now Max, or you're going to get a graded decision. And if you don't get either of those, then it's a straight out decline. If it is a decline, then you can always flip over to our guaranteed issue, which you guys are all very familiar with, and just stay with the same carrier. But we'll give you that decision, level being the best, and really don't have any due to reasons because it's a perfect scenario. But if you do get a graded decision, we're going to tell you why and what question they answer. They responded to incorrectly based on our check of their medications and their claim history. We don't use any MIB databases, so we're basically checking clients' candor or lack of candor, if you want to call it that, on the questions that you ask them in the application. It makes it very important for you to ask the right questions, especially when it comes to like diabetes and things like that. Make sure that you know what kind of medications you're looking at, and just to make sure that we don't kick them to graded just for a silly thing like that. We have different ways that you can maximize your earnings. As far as the Alliance is concerned, we are the #1 producer or commission for final expense products out there. So we pay the highest percentage on final expense. And now we have an incredible agent bonus that goes on this entire year. For your first 10 cases with this product, as soon as they get out of the free look period, we're going to give you an extra $2,500 when you reach that threshold. Okay, so two products for every single client between the ages of 50 and 80. So this is our age range, 50 and 80. You have your final expense was Simply Now, the level, which is immediate coverage, or the graded, which is the 110% return of premium in the first 2 years, and then the full death benefit after that. It's 100% of the face amount if it's due to an accidental cause. So, and then if that's a decline when you run it through the underwriting engine there, then you can just pivot right to our guaranteed issue whole life, and everybody is accepted on that between ages 50 and 80. So you never have to explain two different companies. You can start with Corebridge Financial, you can end with Corebridge Financial. It makes your entire appointment a lot easier than having to explain two different companies. So everything you need is right in the e-app. We use iPipeline like Mutual of Omaha. Some people have issues with iPipeline. We have a lot of people that are just flying through these. I had one agent write 50 applications in the last 2 weeks. So it works, it's fast, it's simple. There's all these different things that you can do in there. But the number one thing is instant decisions, right as soon as you're done answering or asking the health questions. And then we have definitely multiple payment options, probably the best selection in the entire industry with EFT, credit card, and the Direct Express are all accepted. The other great thing is that we don't impact your commissions when you choose a different payment type. So our commissions are the same across the board. You can also have some flexible payment scheduling. Your initial payment can be different than your recurring payment with different types and different dates. And then you can also follow the Social Security calendar by selecting the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of every month, which is very helpful when you're talking about keeping policies in force. So the other great thing is that because we accept credit cards and Direct Express and things like that, you can have a policy issue paid before you leave the door. If you're in the house, before you leave the door, or before you hang up the phone if you're over the phone. So either way, you can have an instant coverage for that client, and you never have to go back or worry about any kind of underwriting scenario. So again, no need for extra underwriting. There's no waiting on an underwriting decision. There's no back and forth with an underwriter. You don't have any follow-up client interviews like a telephone interview like some other carriers do. And we don't have any need for the Medical Information Bureau. Basically, we're asking enough questions, and then we're just verifying that the client is being honest with us when it comes to the medications that they've had and the claims that they've had in the past. Some of the things of, okay, so you might say, okay, I have a lot of final expense carriers I really love, and they're easy and I'm used to them, that kind of thing. So why should we use Corebridge? Well, these are the conditions right here that are just amazing, to have, and I think set us apart above just about anyone. So diabetes is a great one. For example, anyone that's a diabetic that's not on insulin, that's decent control, anything under 8.6 for an A1C, their most recent A1C, we can offer level coverage to that. So that's the vast majority of diabetics in the United States are not on insulin and have an A1C under 8.6. We don't ask how long they've been diabetic or anything like that. We just want to make sure that they have it in control, and that'll give them level coverage. Rheumatoid and psoriatic arthritis are both level coverage, and then stage 1 cancer. So we have a list of about 10 or 11 different stage 1 cancers that we can give immediate level day 1 coverage to if they're even currently being diagnosed and treated right now and then in the last 48 months. If it's over 48 months, we don't even care about it, so don't ask about it. But anything current and within the last 48 months, if it was stage 1, we can give level coverage to that. And then some stable coronary conditions like stents, bypass surgery, heart attacks that have been, over a year, and just some stable coronary conditions. We're excellent with those as far as giving level coverage on those as well. One other one that I like to mention that's not on the slide is neuropathy. I get a lot of questions about neuropathy. So the number one thing is we do not ask a question about neuropathy in our application. So as long as they are, well controlled, and even if it's resulting from diabetes, if their diabetes is well controlled, they won't get hit or bumped down to graded just because of neuropathy. We've done a lot with our underwriting as far as around the drug gabapentin, which is the #1 prescribed medication for neuropathy, and we do not penalize or bump anyone down to a graded decision just because of gabapentin by itself. And if you have any questions, you can either throw them in the chat or save them, and we'll do a Q&A a little bit later. Okay, so we want you to optimize your earnings with this product. We're excited about it. We've done so many things to it and to get the word out, but the only thing that we can do to get people to try it is to just bribe the heck out of you And so what we're doing is we're going to pay you an extra $250 for every case that you rent once you get to 10 cases, basically. $2,500 bonus after your 10th paid case. It runs until December 31st. I don't want you to wait that long. I want people to start getting these bonuses very soon. Because let's say you write 10 cases with us this week, which is entirely possible. I saw the numbers from last week, so I know you guys can do it. So if you write 10 cases this week, at 30 days from now, when all those 10 cases get out of the free look period, that's when your bonus will hit you. There are 3 tiers to it. If you see on here, the first one's $25, the second one's, or the third one is $250, and then you get the balance at the 10 mark. I don't really care about those little tiny ones. I just want to get you guys to hit that $2,500 extra bonus. Be great timing to before you have to go to Miami for the trip, to have an extra $2,500 in your pocket to pay for your room and board, to entertain some of your team members. Who knows what you can do with that money? It's free money. Make us back up the Brinks truck. We want the entire Davies team to qualify for this. And we have allocated over $5 million to pay these bonuses out. And there's no limit. So if the whole country gets past 5 million, we have more money. Believe me, that's the one thing we won't run out of is money. So get there as soon as you can. Don't wait till the end of December and start scrambling to get these things in. So we consider this Corebridge and you and the Simply Now product just a win-win. So you have 2 final expense options: the immediate, the graded. You have our guaranteed issue option, which you are all familiar with. It's all from one carrier. You don't have to keep explaining 2 different carriers to the client. All the clients know American General Life Insurance out there, which is the policy that they'll receive in the mail or through email. So they're going to understand that, and you don't have to really worry about name recognition and anything like that. Corebridge is the holding company for American General now, is basically all you have to say. You're going to have those instant decisions, instant underwriting. You never have to worry about that. It's just a separate candor check, and then you maximize your commissions with us. So your time's money. We want you to monetize every single appointment. I'm going to send this to Stephen, and he can distribute this entire presentation down to you guys. But if you're not registered on Connext, that's the first thing that you need to do, is get registered on Connext. There's a QR code for that. If you want all the more information about the product, you have your agent resources site. And then we have a deep link into the e-app. This third link will only work if you are already registered in Connext. So that third link will not work unless you are registered. But it's a very simple process, and you can start selling today. So, and I'm getting a question: is the bonus paid out separately or through our? The bonus will be paid out through Robbie. Robbie Kraft will give him the people that qualify for it. So it'll still come through the alliance, but it'll be, as soon as you qualify, we let them know, and then the money is sent to them, and then they'll turn around and send it directly to you. So that was a good question from Sabrina that I just got. We do have some product specifications on here. I'm not sure how much you care about all this stuff. Basically, we go up to $35,000 on the level period. So, and we do it a little different. If you're in your 50s, you can go up to 25. If you're in your 60s, up to 30. Or if your client's up to, in their 70s, we go up to 35,000. It's a little backwards than most. The number of policies that people write in the 30s and 35s are so minimal that it's not really as big of an issue. And then if it's a graded decision, it's always the same, 5 to 25,000, which is exactly the same as our guaranteed issue. We made them both very simple to understand because they have the exact same structure and everything. And if you look at the difference in between those 2 products, so the bottom one is the one you've been writing with us for years. So you just get into Connext, and you can go right to the app from there. You type in the policy info, you ask the knockout questions, you get the pre-authorization set for payment, and then you sign the app, and then you're done. So if you look at the simplified on top, all you're really doing is you're getting basically 2 more steps where you're asking about 10 or 11 medical questions, and then you're having them sign voice sign the HIPAA so we can ping the database and get that decision. So there's not a lot of difference in steps between the guaranteed issue and the simplified issue. And we want you to try the Simply Now first. In every scenario, unless you are absolutely 100% positive that they're going to get declined, then you can absolutely go on. If they don't go past the knockout questions, we obviously understand it's simpler for you to just pivot right to the guaranteed issue product. So those knockout questions really help out. But not much bigger. I've heard of people getting these applications done in less than 15 minutes. We do have a few riders that are included on the Legacy Max, so the level premium. We have a nursing home confinement rider. Basically, if they're confined in a nursing home for 90 days and expected to remain there for the rest of their life, you can accelerate a portion of that or the entire death benefit. We use an acceleration factor in this scenario that we have. It's a 65-year-old has a $25,000 death benefit, and then they go into a nursing home at age 79. So that factor is 67%, the $100 processing charge. So they would walk away with $16,650. They can use that money for whatever they want. It just because it's called a nursing home confinement rider does not mean that it has to go towards a nursing home. So a lot of times in these situations, any kind of money is extremely helpful to either get somebody in there or pay the first 4 months of nursing home care. That's all that people are really looking at when it comes to this rider. The terminal illness rider is also built in with no additional cost for the level coverage, and it's accessed when your client has been diagnosed as having 12 months or less to live. Very simple calculation. It's 98% of the death benefit and $100 administration fee. So 30,000 turns into 29.3, which I think anyone would take that in order to have the money and basically take care of their own arrangements instead of passing that burden onto their family. The whole reason they're buying this policy and to start with is so they don't pass the burden onto their family. So being able to take care of those things and that responsibility is priceless for your clients. And we do have an accidental death benefit also. It's a commissionable rider, but it does cost money. It's very, very inexpensive. It's $2 or $3 a month. And all that does is double the death benefit if they die from an accidental cause. We have a great limited pay feature. If you know this on our guaranteed issue, if you didn't know that has it as well. The guaranteed issue will end anywhere before age 90. The Simply Now Legacy will end before age 95 or at age 95. And basically it's just I call it the light at the end of the tunnel. So there is a maximum payment age for this for the insured. The policies still stay in force to age 100 regardless. It just means they have a fully paid up policy. It'll be different for different owners. It's based on their gender and the age when they purchase the policy. But again, it's usually between 91 and 95, and it'll be on their policy packet. So it's just one little extra feature that you can say, hey, look, you're not paying for this. If you live to 100, you're not going to pay all the way to 100. And that's all I have, Stephen. I'm going to stop sharing and see if we have any questions pop up, or you continue on with your awesome Monday message. I love it.
Thank you, Larry. Hey, I appreciate you sharing that. And guys, the stuff that he talked about, if you missed the diabetic neuropathy part, that's massive. Because if you have been in this business for more than 5 minutes, you have had a decline due to gabapentin. So that's massive. The paid up policy, the way that it gets paid up, that's a unique feature. And I'm telling you too, the highest commission, I just want to make sure everybody heard that, they pay the highest commission for all final expense. And you say, should that determine my thought process? If it's the same product, you know what I'm saying? And then the other thing about it is that bonus. Guys, everybody, it's just 10 issue paid apps, and you get an extra $2,500. I like your thinking, Larry. Let's get that bonus money from Miami. You know what I'm saying? We got plenty of time between now and Miami. Let's get that bonus money. Let's get that $2,500 a piece. Hey, I know. Let's all get our $2,500 and we'll have a party. We'll do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. I love it, man. I appreciate you coming on, brother. I will pass your contacts on to anybody that wants to text me or the office. I'll pass the contacts on, and we will definitely distribute that presentation downstream, so to speak. So I appreciate you being on, brother. Appreciate you sharing.
Thanks.
And anything, guys, that Larry can do to help, he is one of those guys that gets it. You know, everybody's been here more than 5 minutes, knows not all carrier personnel gets it. He gets it. He gets it. He wants to help grow the business with us. So reach out. All right. Appreciate you, Larry. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you guys.
So here's what I want to talk about. It's just 3 quick things. And I talked about it in the text that went out as a key to higher performance. And it's really just three things that we've got to believe. Once we believe these three things, the door to even higher levels of performance opens. So what are the three things? If you want to take notes, number one, we've got to believe this. We've got to make peace with it and move on. Number one, life is hard. Once you accept that, here's the ironic inverse thing that happens. Once you and I accept that life is hard, life becomes easier. Now, that sounds crazy, right? Wait, you accept that life is hard and that somehow makes life easier? Yeah, think about it like this. Think about average low performer. Your average low performer. How much of their life do they spend frustrated? I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. Why? They're surprised that bad crap happens. So when bad crap happens, they get frustrated. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. This is terrible. They waste a bunch of energy there. Can you see how the inverse, it's kind of a paradox. But once you've accepted life's hard, then when something bad happens, you're like, well, knew this was coming. Let's go. Let's go. See, low performers spend their time worried about what's going to happen to me. High performers, they spend all their energy on what am I going to do? Low performers, all their energy is on what's going to happen to me? What happened to me? And you know this because you talk to low performers. That's all they want to talk about. Oh, dear God. I was doing a recruiting training and I was saying, like, here are the things when you start hearing these. This is not an ideal recruit. When everything in their life has just been adverse against them and adverse against them. I was like, guess what? You're about to be the next series. You're about to be the next in the series of unfortunate events in their life. That's what's about to happen. Because they haven't made peace with the fact that life's hard. Once you make peace with that, life becomes easier because then we waste zero energy, zero frustration on I can't believe this happened. I can't believe this happened. I'm so frustrated. We waste zero time on it. Here's what I'll tell you. All the good stuff in life is uphill, meaning you're going to have to work hard. That monitor just went blank, Chandler. That monitor are we still, everything's okay? Okay, cool. We're having a couple of difficulties in the studio. I just want to make sure that you are, that we're still talking to each other. So life is hard. All the good stuff's uphill. If you want to do anything worthwhile, it's going to be a fight. That's why most people give up on big goals. They'll get in an environment like the environment we had in Dallas, like the environment we're going to have in Miami to a whole other level. And they'll make a commitment, a big goal. I'm going to do this. Then when adversity hits, they're surprised and frustrated. But the policy I was counting on got declined. The client didn't pay for a policy. Like all this stuff is it's not fair. I get you, right? But once you've made peace with it, you go, okay, I'm not going to let that stop me, right? Top performers are not surprised by difficulty. They're not derailed by it, and they just keep going. We talked about this last week, right? On the two different ways that goals go off, right? How we get a start on our goals. Sometimes you get immediate great results. Sometimes you get very frustrating, slow results. It's what do you do then? He said that this really does tie into that. Once you make peace with that, life is hard. All the good stuff's uphill. Hey, let me tell you this too. Unfair things will happen to you, just like they've been happening to me, just like they've been happening to you. People will disappoint you, and changes are coming, right? It's funny, whenever there's a change and people panic, it's like, bro, how much of life have you been paying attention to? Change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. Some changes will be great. Some changes will be challenging. Some seasons of life are going to require you and I to buckle up and double down. And like we talked about, mandatory overtime. And some changes might make things easier. But here's the point. When you get back to accepting that life is hard, everything does get easier. And it's funny, watch this now as you work around people and you go to clients' homes and you're maybe around your family on, relatives on the weekend or neighbors and stuff like this. And just, you can pick out just by this one, who is a high performer in life. The high performers in life spend zero time complaining about the hardness of life. So they have new energy, they have extra energy, emotion, and effort to apply to fixing things. That's why they're high performers. See, low performers, they do the opposite. They haven't made peace with the fact that life's hard, life's difficult, all the good stuff's uphill. They haven't made peace with that. So they spend all their energy, effort, and emotion on complaining and venting and griping and just this sucks. I can't. That's where they spend all their time. High performers, you won't hear that same talk from them because they've already made peace with life's tough. All the good stuff's uphill. I'm going to have to fight to get what I want. And they spend all their effort, energy, and emotion on that. That's why to a low performer, a high performer just appears. Low performers love this word. I don't use this word, but low performers do. Lucky. They're like, they're so lucky. They're not lucky. They've just made peace with this decision. So they waste zero energy, effort, and emotion on frustration. They put it all towards production, doing productive things to make things happen. All right, number 2. This is just something that you and I got to believe. Everything you are, everything I am, everything that you and I are and will be is 100% up to us. Everything you will be, everything you are, everything you will be is up to you 100%. Can you see how that decision by a top performer, can you see why that would lead to better performance? If it's to be, it's up to me. Again, we talked about that in the beginning with the first one. Low performers are worried about what's going to happen to them. High performers are worried about what they're going to do. Now, here's how it breaks down. I'm going to just draw one thing out for you. Here's what we're looking at. We're talking about the locus of control. This is what a psychologist would tell you. We all have a locus of control. This is how we process. This is how we process events and streams of things in time. Everybody's got a locus of control. So either it's internal or it's external. Which one do you think low performers have? And which one do you think high performers have? High performers have an internal locus of control. They're in charge of what will happen next. You say, well, they can't be completely in charge. What if a carrier does something stupid? What if one of their agents does something stupid? What if a meteorite strikes their house? This is what determines what they're going to do. Does that make sense? The same unfortunate event happens to a low performer. They let the external control what they do next. I was talking with an agent in Dallas, and this is an agent not on our team. And they were just still tore up over the decisions Forrester's made about trip points. I mean, tore up about it. And he's telling me, this has had such a negative effect on my business. I'm like, woo, I want to video this and show this on my call Monday. It was crazy. It's like, I know what I'm planning on talking about Monday. And it was just like a visual of, this is what an external locus of control looks like. Forrester's made a decision to no longer give trip points. It has had a massive, terrible effect on his business. That's external. Does that make sense? Whereas you guys, you just go, well, that's their decision, right? CFG's doing double points. Corebridge has their $25 bonus. We'll just do that, right? Same thing with people. Guess what? We talked about this before. People will make bad decisions. People will disappoint you. This is what, can you see why low performers spend so much time offended? It's because they let the external control them. Oh, it's gone. I was hoping they changed that. Never mind. I was going to show you on the drawing. And if somebody says something that's offensive to you, low performers, it's external. That wrecks their whole week. Whereas an internal locus of control goes, I don't agree with that. Lord knows I don't know what's wrong with that person that they would, I hurt my feelings like that. God, they must be going through some terrible stuff, right? You've heard me say it a million times. Bad graces come from hurting places, right? That's internal locus of control. External is, I cannot believe it, right? And again, these things, watch as you and I navigate our week, you'll be able to pick out the top performers from the low performers in life based on these 3 decisions. So which is it? Will you have an internal or an external locus of control? I have got to have an internal locus of control. Why? Because I got stuff I got to get done. Think about this. External locus of control, those people spend time holding grudges, doing silent treatment. That's because they let that affect them instead of high performer goes, ooh, I don't know what's going on with them, but that has nothing to do with me. I've got stuff I've got to get done. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Again, we go back to the beginning. Low performers worry about what's going to happen to me. High performers worry about what am I going to do? All right, here's the deal. We're all a walking equation. What you and I are right now, our sum total. Here's what here's y'all know I love math problems, right? Here's what is on the other side of the equal. The decisions we've made. That's what equals our current self, our current state of being. The decisions we've made previously. What will alter the equation moving forward? The decisions we make moving forward will alter the sum total of who we are and who we become down the line. And so here's the way I'm doing my best to operate. And it's not, hey, I'm not perfect, just like you ain't perfect. There'll be times where our external locus of control runs the show for a little bit. And then I go, wait, that's stupid. Why am I letting a decision someone else made? Why am I letting a decision a carrier made? Why am I letting that affect me? Why am I letting that affect my level of happiness and accomplishment? That's stupid, Stephen. Internal control. Okay, what am I going to do? So if you're ever back and forth, hey, welcome to the team. You're in good company. There's a lot of us doing our best to let the internal locus of control run the show. Here's the thing. Which one runs the show more? That's going to determine how much we perform. I've got to let my external locus of control run the show less, hopefully not at all, and let my internal locus of control run the show more, hopefully all the time, because that's going to lead to higher levels of performance. All right, last thing of my 3 things that we've got to believe to get the higher levels of performance. You can learn anything and be anything you decide to be. You can learn to do anything, be anything, accomplish anything you decide to. Here's why. You can learn anything. You know, think about this. Astrophysicists, they weren't born astrophysicists. They learned how to do that. Your doctor, the person you trust to do a surgery on you. He learned how to do surgery, right? The anesthesiologist that puts you asleep for a surgery. He wasn't born an anesthesiologist. She wasn't born an anesthesiologist. They learned how to do it. You can learn how to do anything. Keep in mind, can't, again, we say this all the time. Can't is just another way of saying won't. Can't is won't in dress clothes. It's just more palatable than saying I won't learn how to do that. We say I can't instead, but it's not true. The information is there. You can learn to be anything. You can learn to accomplish. The information is there. You just got to find it. Nobody in your life that you marvel at what they know how to do, nobody was born like that. I still get great feedback about Hutch's talk and Jeremico's talks at The View. They weren't born like that. You think about all the policy stuff that Hutch knows and that he teaches and how he taught the passion, right? He wasn't always like that. He learned that. Does that make sense? We're all like that. So you and I've got to believe we can learn anything we need to become who we want to be. We can learn anything we need to accomplish what we need to accomplish. You think about it's like a new carrier. Because I just get overwhelmed. No, you can learn Core Bridges processes and get that bonus. 100%. Can't is just another way of saying won't. So when you think about this last point, that you and we've got to believe this, that we can learn anything we need to become anything we want, to accomplish anything we want. 3 questions to think about. What do I need to learn? Number 1, what do I need to learn? Do you need to learn how to write annuities? Do you need to learn how to get referrals? Do you need to learn how to write IULs? Do you need to learn how to recruit better? Do you need to learn? What do you need to learn? What do I need to learn? What do we need to learn? And number 2, what do I need to unlearn? See, this number 3 thing that we're talking about is as much about unlearning as it is learning. We've learned that we have certain limitations. We need to unlearn that. We've learned that, well, I could never do what so-and-so does. We need to unlearn that. What do I need to learn? What do I need to unlearn? And then number 3 is all about resources. What resources do I need? Remember, resources come in human form. They come in information form. What resources do I need to learn what I need to learn, to unlearn what I need to learn, so that I can learn to be anything I want to be, to accomplish anything I want to accomplish, to become who I want to be. Guys, these 3 fundamental truths have 100% shaped the way that I look at things. 100% shape the way I look at accomplishment, 100% shape the way I look at what I'm going to do next. These three things, the deeper we believe them, because they're just like any basic truths, the level at which you believe it determines the level of power it will have in your life. I believe these things. I know you believe these things. What we've got to do is believe them at a deeper level. Guys, Holly and I love you. We want you to win more than you can possibly imagine. I want you to have the biggest crowd you have ever had in an event in the history of you at Family Reunion. I want you to have the biggest production month to finish out May, and certainly the biggest production month in your life in June. Guys, we are still, as a team, we are running down this $1 million a month. We need all the help we can get. We need all of us believing these three things at the deepest possible level so that we can reach for higher levels of performance. Guys, Holly and I love you. Hammer down. Let's get after it.